Hi everybody, this is Lily here. Today is July 20th. Um, Today I want to talk a little bit more about the matrix system. Um, the reason for that is because what we have in here, it seems like we have this build-up of energy um, that is being created to install the positive timeline of the matrix to sort of restart it, restart that cycle again, restart the matrix system. We all know that Earth's timeline had activated, but the astral timelines and the matrix system is trying to reinstall itself. We all know, and I think I would recommend, if you haven't watched my matrix mechanics video, to watch that one first, because this video probably won't make much sense if you haven't watched that. We all know that this is a matrix system symbols, and I've went in and talked about it, how this overlay reality was created, and so how this is a matrix system symbol that is keeping us in the time loop, a locked-in time loop that was created through where we go through the same cycle of time over and over and over again. And we've been in 5 cycles, and one of them is positive cycle, one is negative. And the one we just went through was a negative cycle, which is in reverse polarized duality. A negative cycle is experiencing the time in reverse. The negative cycle, so I'm going to go a little bit more into details on the matrix, because we sort of already online, I started this one matrix system has 2 parts to it: the negative cycle, which is going in reverse, and then the positive cycle of the matrix. So the negative cycle is, we started calling it a moon matrix, which we just been in. It is governed and implemented on the planet through the moon. Okay, so this is the negative cycle, and I'll come back to what moon actually is. But the positive cycle, which elite and all the in religions and everything on the planet is trying so desperately to activate right now, is the positive cycle of the matrix, which is, we started calling that a Saturn matrix. And when we understand what Earth is and what our sun is and Earth are the 2 organic bodies in our solar system. Sun is an externalization of Earth's internal core. So they have this energetic connection, internal externalizing, and then external internalizing. And so they have this sort of an energetic dense, an exchange of energy that is organic in its nature. And we know that in previous time loops, we did have Saturn as our sun. And in fact, all the religions, the Bible, Torah, everything, when they talk about Son of God, that's Saturn. Okay? Sun and sun, S-O-N and S-U-N, you know, in Bible, that's the same thing. But Son of God is actually Saturn. Because what is God? God is actually the God consciousness, I guess. Some people say, or Christ consciousness, or whatever the crystalline consciousness. That all has to do with, that's an inorganic consciousness. It's actually an artificial intelligence. The God consciousness is a huge artificial intelligence type of being. It's not even alive anymore. It's fully inorganic. Just like I say, astral timelines are inorganic. It's inorganic beings. They're not alive. They're a holographic representation of something else. This is why they cannot create, because they don't have a life internal source within them to create, to externalize that. So they can only copy and use somebody else's internal source energy to create it. So what is Saturn? Saturn is actually a holographic inorganic representation of our sun. Okay? And even scientists here, this is from NASA, they're showing you how the Saturn is a copy of our sun, of our organic sun. It is an external organic sun, which is going to be an internal sun, which is our planetary core. So this is an externalization of our core, of our planet. Okay? Because this is an internal creation source frequency. Okay? Externalizing. The Saturn, then copying a holographic representation of sun, is then creates the matrix system and holds the positive time loop. And this is why all of this is also coming in here, and this is all Saturn matrix, okay? And then you can find all these connections, the Merkaba field, everything and anything that has to do with Merkaba field will bond you to Saturn matrix. Any activations, any spiritual teachings or followings that you have, or any understanding or any belief system that do include the Merkaba field, they're bonding you to Saturn matrix, which is inorganic existence. It is inorganic extended light reality. Okay? It is extended through going through the same loop of time over and over and over again. Positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, and it just goes back and forth, back and forth. And they, in inorganic, in astral reality, they do call that breath in and breath out. So, I mean, they can only copy though. So Saturn is a representation of our sun. It is a sort of a fake, a fake sun. Is created for the matrix system. Okay, so everything that, I mean, this is your, because it's entrapment, and 6 is a number of entrapment, so that's why it's going to be full of 6s, because entrap on 3 levels. It has to entrap you, because it's got to entrap you in time, so it's got to entrap your past, your present, and your future. Okay, so this is why they triangulate stuff and everything. But I mean, we got to understand, it's all within our sort of right in front of our faces how this is a matrix system. I mean, look at this. I didn't have to I didn't have to do a lot of research to connect Merkaba field to the matrix system, to an overlay reality, to astral timelines, to enslavement of humanity. This is enslavement of humanity right here, and it is on the it is on the flag. It's right here. Everything has to do with Saturn. All of this are worshiping Saturn, an inorganic reality. Saturn hosts, I mean, this is your angelic realms, this is your heaven, this is all your shit, because the moon, actually, the moon then is a holograph of a holograph. The moon is a holograph of Saturn. And the Saturn is holograph, and this is what created the moon matrix, the negative timeline, the negative part of the matrix system is a hologram, a copy of a copy. This is why it is so freaking dark. It has no life in it whatsoever. None. So, but the moon has connection to Saturn as well. Okay? So, I mean, and then everybody's talking about a black cube here, you know, and that's also, you know, Saturn here. I mean, we don't even have to dig deep to understand Saturn matrix. It is right there in front of our faces. It is everywhere, all the symbology, or all the Masonic symbology, all the, you know, the new day, the dawn of the new day, the sun worshiping, and all of it has to do with Saturn. You're religious, you're sons of God, the second coming of Christ, all of that has to do with Saturn. Because what is CERN's got to do with it, with activating the Saturn matrix? You can also dig and find connection to Saturn and CERN. It's like it's right there too. It's not, you know. And then you can connect the dots. You can connect CERN to all the belief systems and all the New Age, Old Age, all the religions and everything. You can connect that to it as well. And we have some new things, which are really the old things, is the wave X. And I guess the energy that blue avians are working on and sending, that also has to do with Saturn. Okay, I'm just gonna say a little bit about that, and I'm not gonna go much into details on that. It just give you, but what I wanted to really get into is how we actually, you know, I'm going to go back here. How this Saturn matrix work and how it gets implemented. And this is what, and CERN plays a huge, huge role in it, okay? CERN is grabbing that, you know, the 85% of population through the pineal gland. Pineal gland has, it's a alien technology that's there. It's the AI sort of thing. This is, pineal gland is the control sort of room, or as I call it, is a computer chip. It's not organic, okay? It's not organic in its nature, so it is a fully controlled, that's a matrix system control line that attaches sort of to the pineal gland, and then the AI controls it. And the CERN spreading all the belief systems and everything through, you know, through the planet, and this is why, because it is sort of an artificial intelligence type of thing. This is why the programs are downloaded to people, like in the spiritual communities and all of that stuff. They all come in through the mind, through the pineal gland, through the blue energy, which is, the blue is a mind control. This is why we get the blue avians, because the blue avians are connected to here, I mean, David Wilcox will, you know, connect them to Ra and all of that stuff. They're just, because this is what's going on. There's a group that controls and implements the negative, the moon matrix. And then there is a group, the positive group. This is your gods and your angels and all of your good guys. Those are, you know, right here. And they control you through the pineal gland, okay? Through the pineal gland. But that is also an inorganic reality. And so the blue avians are actually, they're really good engineers and geneticists. They mess with our genetics, and they actually created And so in Anunnaki, so the blue avians are connected to the Anunnaki side of this right here, the harvesting organic quanta path, the Anunnaki lines, okay? So those are the blue avians that Wilcox is all excited about. They're really pissed that the moon matrix is supposed to, it's like even Lisa Renee and Ashayana Dean will talk about that, and they say, you know, ascension time is the time of change of guardians. So the negative matrix time loop is guarded by one group, and then there is a different group that's guarding the positive side. I mean, it's still a matrix prison. It's just, you know, and we have guards that guard that system here on the planet, so it keeps producing the harvest, okay? So they're connected to that. It's their turn. That's why the gods are returning. The God consciousness is returning and all of that stuff. It's change of guard, okay? So they're just changing. And the negative side made a lot of mistakes in preparing for this switch of guard. Well, it's not that much their fault. So I know that Wilcox is saying that the blue avians are really pissed off at Dracos, that they didn't do a good job in preparing for this switch of guards. But it's not really their fault. They did everything they could, but the Earth actually activated her timeline, and that, I mean, she messed it up. The Saturn matrix. I mean, it couldn't get activated. I mean, we all know that CERN failed on December of 2012. It failed because it all depended on CERN. Because this is what they need to do to activate the Saturn matrix. Okay, they need to take a sort of I need a little paper here. They need to take so Sun and Earth have an energy exchange. Okay, that's organic. Then you come in Saturn. Saturn here. Okay, Saturn needs to hook into Earth right here and activate this connection, an energetic connection to Earth. So what is happening on Earth, CERN has got an open portal, so then from Saturn the frequency can come in and hook in to Earth core. Okay? That's how that energetic connection will hook the Saturn positive timeline onto Earth, because they need to lock it in. This energy that CERN's going to send to try to hook in, the Saturn's going to send to try to hook in through CERN, as CERN's, this is what Dr. Atkins called wave X. This is a frequency from Saturn that's going to come in, try to hook Earth core. So then there is this inorganic, then Saturn's inorganic, and just because it is a copy of the Sun, then the Earth, they are trying to sort of trick with CERN. They're trying to trick Earth core to externalize its internal frequency from within the core to Saturn. And then Saturn will feed off of it. And this is how Saturn actually becomes a brighter star, and it becomes a sun, and it actually does you become brighter, and we used to call it like a second sun, and I've talked about this in my previous interviews. But this is the mechanics of sort of what they're trying to do. So that wave X, now you understand what it's doing, okay? So now you understand that program. That's a Saturn matrix program trying to bring in. And so what is trying to do now, the Dr. Atkins, you know, going around every radio show that he can get himself on and talking about this wave coming in. So then on the individual level, a person through their belief system does what CERN does for the planet. It opens up what CERN is trying to do for the planet. It opens itself up for that energy to come in, for that hook to come into, hook into your center, okay, into the core of you. And this is what it's trying to do. This is why he is so, you know, talking, and then creating beliefs and all of that stuff, and people are like, oh yeah. And when you believe that it's coming, it probably will be coming. But if you understand what it is, then you are not opening yourself up through a belief system, okay? So this is what CERN is doing for the planet, to activate this and give you ascension, basically, or new golden age. You know why it's called golden? Because the color of Saturn is golden. Okay? So all of it, 99% of what you see even in alternative media, that's bashing the moon matrix, they have to do it, the negative side of it. Because you gotta, that also, if you hate the moon matrix, that energy will push you towards the Saturn matrix, okay? Because it's the scale, you know. If you have positive and negative, you know, you gotta run from the negative to be able to lock yourself into the positive Saturn matrix time loop. So that's why, you know, you will see a lot of things talked about moon matrix, how horrible it is, and the moon matrix only gets called matrix, and then a lot of people then started to, you know, they can't openly say, well, it's Saturn matrix. Most of them don't even know. They're so used and abused, and their programs don't allow them to know that they're propagating Saturn matrix. So they may talk shit about moon matrix, and at the same time they'll be turning people and propagating the Saturn matrix. They'll be telling you, open up to this wave X that's coming from Saturn, you know, open yourself up so you can get hooked into that matrix. It's still a matrix. There's two sides, or there is two sort of matrix systems within one matrix. And so moon matrix and Saturn matrix. This is what they're trying to activate so hard. This is what blue avians are doing. This is what, you know, the red dragon family, the white dragons, all the dragons, they're all trying so very, very desperately activate this Saturn matrix. They will not even blink at lying to humanity about what they're doing. Okay? So this is actually how they're planning to hook this Saturn matrix into the planet. And this is, you know, what CERN is doing. And we all know, I said that before the 24.3 degree tilt of Earth, they were able to do that through the pyramids. This is why we have pyramids everywhere, and this is why pyramids have, you know, have all the Ark of the Covenant is the actual Atlantean crystal, which is and I recommend also for everybody to watch Harold Kunsvela, I think. He's a scientist, and he talks in his black goo talks, because he talks of this black goo, which is it's holding an alien consciousness, which is a God consciousness, which is AI, artificial intelligence consciousness. It holds this black goo. It's not from here. In my previous talk, I called that Atlantean crystals. and I call that, I think the moldavite is also that Atlantean crystals, which is what he calls an alien black goo. Okay? So I would definitely recommend to watch that to understand, because he's a scientist, has a basically a scientific proof of this alien consciousness being on our planet. And so very, very good information there that is coming. I mean, like when I talk, you know, I don't have the capability, I don't have the knowledge, I don't have the education, you know, in science but what he does is he's coming from a scientific perspective, and it's incredibly beautiful information. It's just so beautiful. Um, so anyway, this is, and so they used to do that through pyramids, and you know how every pyramid has this sort of chamber with thing that with the room for this, you know, Ark of the Covenant. What it is this big blocks of this alien goo, black goo. That's a black crystal. That's their consciousness. That same crystal, this alien goo crystal, the Atlantean crystal, is located in CERN. And it's going to be located in every CERN location on the planet. So it's going to be right there. This is what they're looking for in Ukraine by the oldest pyramid, because that also had the original. In fact, the blue Avians are the original creators, and so they are the ones who brought this black goo, this Atlantean crystals. The blue Avians, they brought it here, but the reason why they went in Ukraine so quickly, and they needed all this war to cover them this stuff up, so they can find more of this Atlantean crystals, more of this black shit, Atlantean goo, that they needed to for this time that they're planning right now. I guess they're planning September, October to have this, to have another try at this frequency from Saturn that will try to hook into the core of the planet. With people, I mean, people have done all kinds of New Age stuff. Anything you've done through the pineal, I mean, it's going to bond you to the Saturn matrix. This is, I mean, it's pretty obvious. There's, you know, I don't know if those of you that know me have any questions about it, because I had from the very first time I came online, I had this little thing here that explained that everything through the pineal gland is mind control. Okay, and this is connected to Avians too. Right here, I know it's little, but you can find, so all of that stuff with Avians, they're telling you right here that it's an artificial intelligence, and they're controlling you through your pineal, and your reality goes through your pineal. It is fully inorganic. Okay, because this is what I'm saying. It's inorganic. It's mind control. Okay, so this is why you know, the blue Avians are here. They needed that original block of that alien black goo. This is what they were looking for in Ukraine. Okay, and I know personally that it's there. It's there. It's in eastern Ukraine and in Crimea, and so, and this is where the oldest pyramid on the planet was found as well. The thing is that if you want to know, sort of from the inside out, how much faith the elite has in activating the Saturn matrix, not much. And if you read Ruiner blogs, you will understand he is talking a lot about all this, you know, their system and how compartmentalized it's how they are controlled through you know, separating information and only give the information that people need to know, and then they're made to do their job, but then it's also everybody does their piece, and then they put it together, and there is your new creation. So the blue avians are trying to they had created this matrix, so they're trying to find all of that. And when you see they are going after places and digging in some places and stuff like that, they're trying to find this this uh, this Atlantean crystals, so they can have they can place that then in the places where this frequency coming from Saturn can hook into it on the planet. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. But you'll understand that all this overlay reality, astral timeline, as I call it, or matrix timeline, all of this is controlled through your pineal. So your pineal, I've called it a computer chip before. So that's that. So you can read the Ruiner blogs and sort of understand. And in there, he's saying that they don't have much faith because they did fail on December 2012, and so this is a second take on it. Yeah, they because CERN is like it's a belief program. It's a big computer. Okay. So, because this alien consciousness, this Moldavite, this Atlantean crystals that hold this alien consciousness, it's fully artificial. It's like, and then they use this black glue, this crystals in the computers as well. And this is how it's sort of, this is how it works. That's technology. But anyway, this artificial intelligence, what happens is with all these new programs, like all this people right here that running the program, the harvesting program, all of them right here, we all know that they're kind of hooked in. They hooked into CERN as well, and through their pineal, this is when that artificial intelligence sort of takes all the equation of what's going on, and even with Earth timeline activation, and so they're trying to adjust to that, and sort of and so this is why they reprogram people, and then they get download through their pineal, and voila, you have a new savior program. Like with all these people that we're talking about Ascension of 2012, and then all of a sudden after that, they started talking differently and different terminology and all of that. CERN had actually sort of spit it out, a new program got downloaded through a pineal gland, and we see this a lot. And this is the newest program, is I call it the Earthling program, because they include the Earth timeline or Earth, Mother Earth, or this and that, so all of that. But this is how it's actually done. This is their consciousness. This is your everything that we see in New Age, with that consciousness, God consciousness, Christ consciousness, and all of that stuff, it's all artificial intelligence. That's all it is. In your DNA, through your overlay on your DNA, okay, that overlay is this consciousness, this alien consciousness that's overlaying your natural organic DNA, which is your genetic part of your DNA. This is an overlay, and so through that, like when they do a DNA activation or they do DNA upgrades or all of that stuff, and like Dr. Atkins talk about that, how this wave is gonna upgrade your DNA and change you and all of that stuff, because this frequency that's gonna come to CERN, it's not just to hook into Earth, it's upgrade your DNA, basically upgrade your holographic reality, upgrade it to this system, to the matrix system with Saturn matrix. So this is what it is. They're trying to upgrade you and grab your DNA through that holographic overlay, through that overlay of DNA, they're going to activate the new reality through this frequency, which is wave X, that will lock you into Saturn, okay? And then in there you're going to be with your Merkaba, and Saturn's going to be, and it's basically, this is, I mean, this is in all the religions and everything, and so you're going to become, and then at the same time, what can happen is, because if that happens to CERN, this is that also opens the portal, because that frequency also, you know, the beings, the angels, the Jesus showing up or whatever, they're all going to be a holographic. They're not going to be real, because this is not real world. This is a holographic reality. They can actually show up. This is why that some people say that some shit will show up. Okay, so that's that about you know, about Saturn, and I'm going to talk a little bit about numbers. You know, in here, somebody put that in there, hopefully you can see. But in here, it shows a lot of 666 is entrapment, and 3-level entrapment, because in time, if you want to lock somebody in time and overlay your reality over the Earth timeline, that's how this matrix system was done. It's got to have a past point, present point, and future, and so that's why it's 3 sixes. So, but the interesting thing Earth timeline did is, and I talked about this before, how Earth is kind of interestingly played their game and used their holographic sort of design to create her stuff and unlock or release herself from the matrix system. This is what she did. The first was the tilt of 23.4 degree tilt, okay, which adds up to number 9. 9 is matrix number for release, okay? So the 23.4 degree, 9. Then I showed this before, but in here, the inner core, which is connected to Earth's timeline. The inner core is Earth's timeline, okay? That activated at the 9 degree east, and is actually going east and west, which is an unfixed point. East and west is unfixed on our planet, and that's how it took us out of extreme duality to fixed points in a matrix reality. So it actually activated at 9 degree, which was very interesting. So here we have another 9 that Earth did, is activating her timeline at 9 degree. All right, and then what that did, and this is a part of the information that I am going to say very little about, because it's going to have to go within my Earth timeline mechanics that I, at this point, don't know how I'm going to talk about it, because it's probably going to be a very long video, because I have like good 3 already notebooks that are written. It's all about Earth timeline mechanics. I don't know, and a lot of it still is not you know, not all confirmed. So and like this part right here, because of this 9 degree, this is not fully confirmed yet. But what it did, it's probably activated it and then expressed itself at a 9 degree, 90 degree, it expresses itself at 90 degree. And so what I am thinking, that our North Pole will have to then move 9 degrees. And if it does, and which the Inuits, I actually need to dig into that a little bit more deeper, but they do talk about our North Pole already moved. So it might have already moved, or it will still, or maybe it's still in a moving process, but I am getting to the point that I think that our North Pole will have to move another 9 degrees. Okay? And so we are at 23.4 plus 9. That's going to be 32.4. 32.4 equals 9. So we've got 1 9, 2 9, 3 9. Release, release, release. This is entrap, entrap, entrap. And the Earth just did release, release, release. Through their means, through she sort of used the matrix to release herself from the matrix. Our planet is so freaking intelligent. I'm in awe all the time at how incredibly beautiful this being is. Our mother is alive. It's a live, conscious being. You know, I don't know how, it's not the time for me to, I think, to talk much about Earth's timeline. Because right now we have still all this stuff that's trying to, activate the Saturn matrix, and all these people that we have to deal with. And this matrix timeline is, I know it is our responsibility as Earthlings, is to clean up this mess that matrix created. And we will. So, let's go through our personal healing so we're ready to actually roll up our sleeves and clean up this mess. Once, they're still trying to create more mess with trying to activate Saturn matrix. I mean, according to some people, this is what they're going to do, try to do, September, October. So we'll see how that goes, and maybe after that we can start talking a little bit more about Earth's timeline. But I know in Earth Soul Group, you guys are all having that feeling. Not all, but I mean those of you that do have the feeling that Earth is ready for this, Ascension 2.0, or CERN will be brought to you by CERN. That's coming up in the next couple of months. But the Earth is sort of giving all us a feeling that it's all, she's got it. She knows it's coming. And I would say, because right now we all know that the Earth's core is, our sun is externalization of our Earth's inner core. So she's sort of hinting that for us, if we wanted to get a confirmation that she's sort of having the control of herself, that her spirit is now in control of her body, which is this planet. She is in control of her body, because she had released herself through the matrix, by the matrix sort of equation, using the number 9. She released herself from that, and she is on her timeline. But all this stuff, it's going to kind of look bad, and it might not look that good. So she is sort of hinting that we have to watch the sun to get our confirmations that she is in charge. Whatever that means to you guys, whatever thought my words give you, then you should probably look for that and pay attention to that. She will give us the confirmations through the sun. So follow the sun, watch our organic sun, our true sun, not Saturn, because all the religions and elite and everybody, when they talk about sun, like sun worship and sun cults and all of the stuff, it's all about CERN. I mean Saturn. Saturn is their sun. Saturn is the matrix sun. It's it's just our organic sun is not their sun. Okay, so keep that in mind, and probably if you want to dig deeper into that, knowing now this stuff, you can connect a lot of dots with elite, what they do, with with the cults and magic and all of that stuff, the black magic and even the white magic. It's all connected to CERN as well. So let's connect more dots. You know, watch Harold about the black goo. He'll give you sort of a different perspective, more scientific. I don't have no terminology or any knowledge, mental knowledge. I'm not a scientist and never really did good with that, even in school. So, so I'm very limited when it comes to explaining Earth's timeline through science. But Harold is actually explaining Earth's timeline and showing a physical evidence of Earth's timeline. Showing physical evidence. I'm so excited about that because with that, and I know there's a lot more Earthlings that will come up with sort of their different piece to this puzzle that is our Earth timeline, that is our organic, natural timeline, that we were on it before this matrix was installed, and we are back on it now, but we have this huge pile of mess that this matrix timeline created, that the matrix loop had created, and we will have to clean it up, and that's okay. Let's have a little bit of a laugh, a little bit of fun with this, but let's clean it up little by little by little. You know, we can't do it all in one day, but we can do it because there is more confirmations, and like what Harold is bringing up is so much more confirmation. You know, he's got physical evidence of the original intent, and even now that our planet, our beloved planet, had the intention to heal, because in a way she agreed to the matrix system, and she agreed and to this holograph of the holograph, and all this mess that it created, and like John Lash is talking about, that she had created the archons, because the moon matrix, I mean, the Earth agreed to have the matrix system installed, this time experiment. But Earth also had a plan to take us out of it and heal this inorganic, fully inorganic beings. And this is why when you listen to Harold, he's going to tell you that Earth consciousness is actually transforming this alien consciousness. This is exactly what our Earth is intended to do. She intended to heal all of it. And she's doing it. And he is presenting a proof of that, he is doing it. What I'm talking about is just my feelings that I'm connecting to this, to the planet, and then operating from my spirit that is given to me by this planet, and then through my spirit connecting to this planet. This is how I sort of see our future. This is how I see that our timeline is our timeline. That it is here to heal all the races, you know. And like I say in my very first interview with Lisa and Dee, I talked about the fact that it is going to be a healing process for a collective level come 2017. I think, you know, with all these changes and everything, next year we're going to start a really hard work on trying to do the collective healing. So, because even though 10% of this had only required to activate Earth's timeline, but Earth wants to heal all 100%. She wants to heal all of it. And Um, and I think she is very capable of healing all of them. They may not choose to all be healed, and like Ruiner it does talk about that some of the races are running away, or they wanted to leave and get out of here and go find, I guess, some other place. I'm not sure where can they run. Um, but you know, if every one of those races, if everybody heals, I'm good with it. If every one of these people become humans and transform and heal their matrix, their own personal matrix, we can be that big happy human family on the planet. Um, this is, of course, still very far away, but we have a future to look forward to, because right now it's all about healing, 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 and healing. And we're gonna get, I've talked a little bit by talking about Saturn matrix. I've sort of got into that third stage of healing, that I talk about in my healing videos, where I talk about, the personal healing and the collective healing and then the solar level healing. I mean, we might even get to see our solar system healed. The power of this planet is so immense. At the core of it, it's got the organic internal source frequency. It's so incredibly powerful. So I hope that this video sort of gives a better understanding of the Saturn matrix, what it is, and what we are facing in next few months with them trying to reinstall that. But I think and I do post that, and I want to bring people's attention to people like the Ruiner or Dr. Atkins or the Wilcox information. I want, for myself, the reason why I look into it is because I want to see what the plan is. I want to so when it comes, my mind, it is strictly so my mind is in tune with my spirit then. Because then when I see what their plan is, and then I know through my spirit what Earth's plan is, and then my mind understanding what the astral timeline's plan is, your mind is going to be at ease, and then your spirit, your center, will give you that calm and stable feeling with this planet and Earth's timeline. And so just looking through it, I'm not talking about this so every one of you goes and run and sees what Dr. Atkins talks about. I mean, he's pretty much keeps repeating the same information. He's just trying to get to as many people as possible so they get hooked into Saturn matrix. That's just his job. That's his program. That's what he does. I mean, eventually it's going to become open, and I still think, like I thought a few years back, that 2017 is going to be the biggest year for Earth's timeline revealing the matrix. Revealing, and I know a lot of people do that, and like the round table, Lisa and Dee, they do a lot of revealing already, and it's not even end of 2015 yet. So we're moving faster than even Earth could, I guess, see it a few years back. But still, the big reveals are gonna come in 2017, and next year we're going to have probably a huge year for revealing the truth and revealing who is who, and people that are propagating the Saturn matrix, they will have to face themselves and face the truth about their own connections to it, and yeah, they're all, you know, we can't be really mad at them because they don't know. They don't know. So I hope this video is helpful. Thank you for watching. And if there's any questions, please post them in comments. Thank you.